Okay, in this video, what we're going to do is put our door and our window on our shed. And what we're going to do first is we're going to go back to our floor plan view. So over here in the project browser, we're going to click on first floor. And you can see we have the first floor created of our shed. And what we're going to do first is we're going to create the door. And if we look back at our shed that we built, our door was centered on the wall, and it was the rough opening was 7.2 by 3.2, and remember we subtract 2 inches from the rough opening to get the actual size of the door, so we have a 7 foot by 3 foot door. And so when we go to door, we have a 7 foot by 3 foot door in there, but it's kind of a boring single flush door, has no character or anything. It would do the job, but let's get something a little bit more fancy. So let's go to load family up here when we're in the door command, and let's go to doors, and we're going to go to residential, and we have exterior doors here we're going to choose from, and some of these are just a little too fancy for a shed, but I think this one right here with little glass windows, okay, that way someone could break in and steal my lawnmower. We're going to hit open, and we're going to go and we're going to select the 3 foot by 7 foot door. Here we are, and you can see 3 foot, 7 foot. I was doing the math here. And when we go and drag it close to the wall, it's going to give us some temporary dimensions. And from those temporary dimensions, we could see if we're centered. And right now, obviously, I'm centered because I have the same dimension on either side. And the other thing is we want the door always to open into it. Let's say that you didn't have it open to it, accidentally you had it opening out. Well, I could click on that door, and I could flip it any way that I want, changing the swing angle of the door just by clicking these arrows. And that would be our door. Let's look at that 3D up here. Oh, it looks great. Let's go back to our floor plan. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put a window. And if we go and we look at the plan of the shed, our window opening, rough opening, was 2'4" by 3'2". And the same thing is that we're going to have a 3 foot by 2'2" window, which is kind of unusual, but we'll work with it. And the other thing is, look at the window placement. It's not exactly centered on the wall. So first, let's just go in and put a window. We're just going to use a fixed window. If you want to load something more fancy, you can go down to Windows. Same business as it was with the doors. There's lots to choose from, but I'm going to just use my fix. But what we're going to do is we're going to make that 2'2" by 3 foot window, because if I go here, there's no selection for that. It's not a standard size window, so I need to create that actual window type. So I'm going to hit edit type. We're going to hit duplicate, and we're going to have a 2'2", so that'd be 26 by 3 feet, 36 window. Let's get rid of this little 2. Okay, that actually doesn't do anything. We need to go in and we need to change our dimension here. So we would have our height was 3 feet. Our width was 2'2". Okay, so we created that window. And now we're just going to drop it in the center of the wall. And we're going to now we're going to check, and we're actually just going to be happy with this window being centered on the wall. So I'm going to check, and it is centered. Let's go and look at my house 3D. So there it is. I have my door. Oh, remember, if I ever get lost, I could click on the little house or double click my mouse wheel. And we have our window, our door, and our 4 walls.